Hi, it's Tami Jersey Roberts, and I'm so excited to be bringing this masterclass, The Power of Activated Charcoal. I'm going to be talking about what it is, where it came from, what you can do with it, dosages, and things like that. This masterclass is part of my collection from Love, Laugh, Holistic Living. And there's just so much about charcoal that there's no way I could pack it into this masterclass. So be sure that you download the guide because there's more information in there. But first, I want to show you this picture behind me. This is what's called black lemonade. So we're going to be talking about what that is and when you might drink it. So let me share my screen and let's just roll with it. Maybe I am. Okay. So the power of activated charcoal. And if you don't know me, I'm Tami Jersey Roberts, certified functional nutrition counselor. Wow, what a mouthful. Through the Functional Nutrition Alliance with Andrea Nakayama. So it's my mission to help women lose weight through blood sugar mastery. Now, you may not have ever heard of that, but activated charcoal is one of the things in my toolkit to help people, especially women, to release toxins that are stored in their fat. That's where a lot of our toxins get stored, our organs and our fat. It's sometimes the hardest fat to lose. But anyway, activated charcoal is just one of the tools that I use. And so that's one reason I wanted to put this masterclass together, because toxins stored in our body are one of the blocks to weight loss as well as blood sugar balance. But first, I have to make a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a mental health professional. And I cannot be held liable for the information that's here. Just passing on what I've learned and experienced. The information is meant to provide just that, only information to help you relieve stress, burnout, and overwhelm. If you need medical assistance, yes, please seek help from a medical or mental health professional, because nothing I'm about to say is meant to replace medical assistance. And you should still seek, approval from your doctor or other healthcare practitioner whenever you're getting ready to make dietary or lifestyle changes, especially with activated charcoal, because it can be very, very powerful. And I'm going to be talking about, what it is, where it came from, and all of that. So what can you expect from this presentation? Today I'm going to teach you how activated charcoal can be used as a powerful detox method. This healing remedy with multiple health benefits, including anti-aging properties, has been used by traditional healers for thousands of years. And now you can use it right in your own home. So get ready to learn how to flush your body of heavy metals and toxins. Flush them right out of your body. So let's begin. What exactly is activated charcoal? Okay, I don't know. I guess I was double clicking or something, but activated charcoal is made from a burnt carbon source. And I always look for the one that is from coconut shells, the coconut husks. It's not the same charcoal that you use in your barbecue grill. Let me say that one more time. It is not the same charcoal from, let me say just a big name like Kingsford. It's not those brick things. The high temperatures in the process activate its chemical structure to create an ultra fine powder with tiny pores. These pores bind to and can help remove toxins from your body, like heavy metals, chemicals, and even bodily gases. So what I mean by they bind, they're not what releases the toxins. They bind, they chelate, they grab onto, and they keep a hold of the toxins in your body, as well as gases. I'll be talking more about that. What is activated charcoal used for? Well, paramedics have used activated charcoal with toxically poisoned patients. It's also used in some hospital emergency rooms when people come in with a drug overdose or some other kind of poison. So I just want to say right here that I do not want you to try to administer activated charcoal to someone who's in those conditions, such as a drug overdose or toxically poisoned. That's a medical emergency and you need to take them to ER right away. An emergency room. They need immediate medical attention. So don't try this as a home remedy. I'm just saying how it's been used before. Charcoal helps to eliminate toxins from everyday exposures like pollutions and the chemicals in our food. And that's one thing about weight loss and blood sugar mastery, that we've been storing up toxins in our fat cells and our organs. And a lot of those chemicals came from processed foods, the chemicals in our foods that we don't know what they are, the pesticides sprayed on our foods, and there's a ton of other pollution. Some of it we have control of, but, we can't be crazy about it because we don't have control of everything around us and in our environment. Activated charcoal, can help reduce the day after feelings if you overindulged in food or drink the night before. And there's more about this in the guide because, it's said that people can avoid a hangover if they take activated charcoal, that the charcoal will absorb the alcohol. However, I am not advocating this at all because there are no scientific studies that prove this works. And I never want anyone to drink too much. It can also be used to help detox from mold as part of a specialized protocol. So charcoal is not the only thing used, but there are practitioners that specialize in helping you detox from mold exposures and mold that you're got an infection with. So, charcoal is used with that. So what are some of the benefits of activated charcoal? Goodness, this thing's making me bananas. I don't know. I'm just going to use the space bar, I guess, so I can maybe not double click or something. Okay, activated charcoal. It's used for general detoxification. Processed foods and pollution in the environment can cause you to have low energy, fatigue, and digestive stress. We have a chronic exposure, it damages our cells. It weakens our immune system. It can give us allergies and it can advance our aging. even accelerate our aging. Activated charcoal with regular use can help rid the body of toxins so that you feel more energetic and healthy again. I talked about this earlier. Activated charcoal is what's called a binder. It grabs onto, it chelates to toxins in our body and then eliminates them. So it's been used, it was used in the 19th century as a poison antidote. Current studies have shown that activated charcoal bound to and made certain drugs less absorbed in the body. So this is why whenever you're using activated charcoal, you want to make sure that it's been at least 2 hours before and after you've taken any medications, because activated charcoal will grab those medications and eliminate them. So they won't work. Same for supplements, medications and supplements. So you always want to take activated charcoal 2 hours before or 2 hours after any medications or supplements. So activated charcoal has been used to relieve gas and bloating. So when you eat gassy foods like beans, legumes, the natural bacteria in your body breaks them down, which can create byproducts like gas and watery stools. But when you ingest charcoal, it enters the digestive tract and then counteracts this process by binding to those byproducts. This helps to ease digestive issues. Sorry, I've got so much going on. Forgot to mute my phone and I'm not going to start over. So we'll just roll with it. You can tell I'm pretty casual and laid back. So not real serious, but I do love my activated charcoal. So there have been scientific studies where they've actually taken people, I think they're published on PubMed. I don't have a link to them, but where they've taken people and, fed them gassy foods and then gave them activated charcoal before and after they ate. And they had no gas and bloating. It completely relieved it. Although it didn't work for everyone, so the studies came up inconclusive. And the people that it worked for, they really had no idea why it worked. They just knew that it did. So kind of crazy there. So anti-aging benefits. Ready to not just feel good, but you can also look more youthful. It's incredible. According to studies, activated charcoal may also boost potent anti-aging effects by preventing numerous cellular changes in your body. There was one study with rodents that concluded that activated charcoal raised the average lifespan of the older test subjects by about 34%. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to be talking about what else, some other ways that, it can be an anti-aging, give you anti-aging benefits. One of them is we have what are called free radicals. Those are things that can just tear up our cells and cause us to age faster. Well, activated charcoal will chelate to those, grab those and eliminate them. So the fewer free radicals we have, the younger we look and the better we feel. So activated charcoal has also been used by physicians in Japan for a long time to help put a slower progression of their chronic kidney disease. Now again, I shouldn't have to say this, but it is a video. So if you have chronic kidney disease, you definitely need medical attention. And this might be something you want to talk to your doctor about or your healthcare practitioner. Studies have also been shown that activated charcoal may lower cholesterol. I'm talking about the cholesterol that's harmful, because we need cholesterol. We need cholesterol to make our vitamin D. We need cholesterol to make our other hormones. I mean, cholesterol is needed in our body, but if it's too high, people have, studies have been done that show activated charcoal may help. So when and how to take activated charcoal. So some people take it when they eat out and they know they're going to be eating, some kind of toxic food. If they're eating junk foods that they know have a lot of chemicals, if they're drinking poor quality tea or coffee, you're going to overdo it at a party with food or drink, which I do not recommend this use, because you could make you sick. But anyway, that's what I'm just relaying the messages here, that this is what some people do use it for. And it's also great when you travel, because activated charcoal picks up any bacteria, viruses, things that you can pick up when you're traveling. And, a lot of people get what's called traveler's diarrhea, and a little bit of activated charcoal, may help you take care of that. Although, again, I'm not giving you medical advice. So a lot of people ask, like, how much do I take? How often? Things like that. Well, the recommended dosage is 1,000 milligrams of activated charcoal in the pill form. If you want a detox, the doctor that taught me about activated charcoal said you take 1 tablespoon of the powder, but I only take about 1/4 teaspoon of the powder, and I only do that about once a week, because it's so powerful. It can actually grab onto your nutrients and the good things that you need. And if you take too much activated charcoal, it can actually push you in a state of malnutrition, because you've depleted your nutritional, depleted the nutrients right out of your body, and that's going to cause a lot of problems. So you have to, just really test this. I recommend that you start with a low dosage, like 1/4 teaspoon of the powder mixed in with some lemon water. And just to warn you, constipation can be a side effect if you take too much. If this happens, reduce the dosage and up your water intake. And if people are susceptible to constipation, I would probably not even recommend that you take it internally, because I'm going to be talking about some other ways that you can detox with activated charcoal that you don't have to ingest it. So when to avoid. You never take activated charcoal at the same time as your medications or other supplements. Take it at a different time of day, at least 2 hours apart from that, because the charcoal will bind to that medication and negate the effects of those pills. And again, you want to drink lots and lots of water. I usually drink about 1 gallon a day, but if you want to, avoid constipation, you definitely want to take charcoal with a lot of water, because it's literally pulling stuff out of your body, and you need the water to help move it through. So you might think that your poop is a little scary, because when you're taking charcoal, it can harmlessly turn your stools black. And some people get freaked out that they're having internal bleeding or something, but no, it's just the charcoal coming out. So I just wanted to give you a heads up so that you're not alarmed if you have a black bowel movement after you take charcoal. And this could be 12 to even 24 hours after you've ingested it. So it's nothing to be alarmed about. The charcoal's working. So some other uses I wanted to talk about are teeth whitening. Everyone's heard of the activated charcoal toothpaste. This was my first introduction to charcoal toothpaste, but I got to tell you, it's messy. I had, you get the black splashes everywhere. And so what I do now is, with the powder, I keep a little container of the powder in my bathroom, and I have a toothbrush dedicated just to charcoal brushing. So I get my toothbrush wet, I dunk it in the powder, and then I just brush my teeth. And it's crazy how the plaque just comes right off your teeth, and white teeth are revealed. And it's also just making any other bacteria and things in your mouth just release. And so after you brush your teeth, you want to make sure that you rinse and you rinse and you rinse your mouth until the rinse water is coming out clear, because you want to make sure you get all the charcoal out of your mouth so that it's not sitting in your mouth with the toxins in it. So another great way to use activated charcoal is with a face scrub or a mask. So if you have your favorite face mask that you love, you just take a little handful of it and put in, about quarter teaspoon, half a teaspoon of charcoal powder, and just rub it into your face scrub. And then you just scrub your face like normal. And it's going to pull the bacteria and all the yucky stuff out of your pores. You can even leave it on there for a few minutes if you want to do it like a mask, or you can even make a charcoal mask. You just take about a tablespoon of the charcoal powder, mix in some water so that it's paste, like a paste. You can also mix it with coconut oil, but you don't want it to be a lot of water in it, or you don't want it to be too runny, because it'll just drip all over and make a huge mess. So if you haven't gotten the clue yet, charcoal can be really messy. It is black. So, and it can stain. So you got to be like a little careful with it. And I just wanted to mention at this point too, that I buy my powder in a vacuum packed bag, the activated charcoal powder in vacuum packed bag. And so when you cut it open, the vacuum seal breaks and poof, the charcoal starts puffing out of it. The fine powder just puffs out. So I always open it outside, because I don't want that black powder landing all over my kitchen. And myself. So I just hold it away from myself and cut it open. So there we go. So foot detox. The bottom of our feet have pathways to every organ in our body, and it's so beneficial to do a foot detox. And this is actually my favorite way to use activated charcoal. I do this outside. I have a tub that my feet will fit in, and I fill it up with warm water. I take it outside, sit it in front of my lawn chair. I have some old towels with me, and I have the garden hose nearby. So I put about a half a cup of the charcoal powder in the water, mix it up, just put my feet in. And then I just relax. I'm soaking up the sun, making some vitamin D. I listen maybe to 20, 30-minute meditation, guided meditation, and I just relax and I just let the charcoal pull the toxins right out of my body. It's completely amazing that we're created this way. So then when it's, 20, 30 minutes are up, I've soaked my feet. I rinse off with the garden hose, rinse my feet off with the garden hose because, again, this is messy. And then I dry off with an old towel. And I usually just go take a shower and scrub the bottom of my feet just to make sure that all the toxins are released. And this is totally amazing. And you can't tell how dirty the water is, but believe me, sometimes you can see things that are floating in that water, and those are the toxins that were pulled out. You can also add some essential oils to the foot detox, like tea tree oil, lavender oil, ginger, any kind of the detox essential oils. And this is fantastic for people that have bad foot odor. And then you just, of course, dump out the water in the back of your yard somewhere where it won't matter because the charcoal will just get absorbed back into the earth. And rinse out the tub and you're all set. You're all set. So I want to talk about another way to use charcoal as a pain patch. Charcoal can actually pull pain and inflammation out of your body. So let's just say you have, let's do a common one like knees. A lot of people have sore knees, especially if they're overweight. There's a lot of pressure on our knees, and we go up and down stairs and we walking around and, our knees get a lot of action. So the lymph nodes are located on the back of your knees. And so for this example, what you would do is take a cloth pad that has, like a Band-Aid that has a waterproof on one side and then a cloth pad on one side, because you're going to put that cloth pad up behind the back of your knees. And this is really good to do right before you go to bed, but listen to me all the way through because this can be messy if you don't do it the right way. So let me just take the share screen off for a second so you can see me better. So you take the cloth pad and you make a charcoal paste in a little bowl, and you put about a teaspoon onto each of the cloth pads. And these have a waterproof back. And you can even buy some big Band-Aids that this would work with. So you put the activated charcoal right in the center of it, and maybe half a teaspoon, whole teaspoon. I mean, you don't need a lot. And if you want to make the paste really thick because you don't want it to leak out everywhere. So put the on here, it's ideal if someone can do this for you, but you want to put your leg straight and put it up on the back of your knee. And then you want to wrap something waterproof around it, not too tight, but tight enough where if it does leak, it's not going to get all over your bed and everything else. And sometimes people even put old towels or old shower curtains or something underneath that section of the bed because the charcoal's black and it will stain your sheets and do all of that. So you just want to make sure that you got everything protected, but I think you get the idea. I mean, some people, you might even be able to wrap it in like a waterproof ace bandage, but of course you don't want to put it too tight because you don't want to cut off your circulation. So kind of going along that same path with the foot detox and the pain patch, say you have, really, I don't want to, maybe, sort of like arthritis like symptoms in your hands and your fingers and your joints. You can actually make a little tub of water with activated charcoal in it to soak your hands in, just like you would do the foot detox, and then soak them maybe 20-30 minutes, and the pain will actually come out. And then afterwards, I recommend that you, of course, rinse them and dry your hands and massage in a little bit of coconut or almond oil. And it's just incredible how much this is going to help you. And this is something that you can do 3, 4, 5 times a week. I mean, it doesn't harm you and it feels amazing. Okay. Bug bites, spider bites, skin itching, things that you don't know what's going on. Now, again, your skin is your largest detoxification organ. So there's some skin itching that's itching because of allergies and other things that you might need a medical attention for. But this is just speaking in general. Like where I live, we have red ants really bad. And I seem to be one of those people that seems to walk right into the mounds of red ants. And, there's hardly any way once if that's ever happened to you, then you know what I mean. You start feeling all the little bites all over you and you're jumping around trying to get them off you. But anyway, they really, really start itching when you get in bed at night. So one of the things that you can do is take the activated charcoal and right away, if you can, and make a compress, kind of the same way that I showed you how to make the pain patch, but you just stick it right on there. And if you have a whole bunch of little bites all over your feet or your legs, you can sit outside and, take a paintbrush and just paint the charcoal paste, like a really thick paste all over the bites. Just dab it on the bites. And then just sit there for a little while and let it dry. And then, of course, you want to wash it off with the garden hose and dry it again with old towels. If they're only on your feet and your ankles, you might try the foot detox. But there's just so many ways that you can use activated charcoal, but it will actually pull the itch and the infection and everything right out of those bug bites, spider bites. Although, again, I'm not recommending that if you're allergic to bees and a bee stings you, then you need emergency medical attention. And, you don't want to fool around with activated charcoal. I mean, this is not for you to be a home doctor. This is not replacing medical treatment, or when you need medical treatment, you need medical treatment. So I highly recommend that you get that. So thank you for attending this masterclass. Definitely download the guide because I share on there where you can buy activated charcoal. And again, I cover everything I talked about plus more. Our best bets as people who walk on a toxic planet is an attempt to avoid as many pollutants as possible, but you can also overdo that. You don't want to drive yourself crazy doing that. So, of course, we try to eat clean, exercise, and keep a healthy mindset. So, charcoal can be used to fill in the gaps where we need a little extra support. It is impossible to live a perfectly clean way of life since we are not able to control every factor that our bodies are exposed to. So, whether your goal is to gently regular detox, um, and I'm talking maybe 1 or 2 times a month. I mean, everyone is different. And if you want to get, some personal suggestions on what I might, say for you, you can always schedule a free Zoom call with me. I do a 20-minute free call if you schedule at Tami Roberts, Tami Roberts.com/contact. Um, you know, you can always use deeper detox support, but I highly recommend that you're working with someone for that. And I'm not saying it has to be me. I mean, just don't go buy a bunch of charcoal and start like eating it, drinking it 24/7 because it will make you sick and it will definitely make you constipated. And, you know, you can always overdo a good thing. Let me put it that way. So I know there are people out there who go to the extreme with everything. And if you're one of those, then I would only use this charcoal externally and be very careful because it's messy and it does stain. So again, charcoal is a wonderful tool to keep in your toolkit. Keep it around the house because you just never know when you're going to get mosquito bite or something, simple like that, that you can just take care of it. Use charcoal safely and wisely. Can help you bring, closer to the energetic, happy, and fulfilling life that you want and you deserve. So thank you again for attending this masterclass. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm Tami Jersey Roberts. My Facebook group is called Functional Medicine Blood Sugar Mastery. If you want to join there, we're going to have more questions. Again, the power of activated charcoal is part of my collection of master classes titled Love, Laugh, Holistic Living. And I do have a Facebook page, not a separate group right now for this. It's called Love, Laugh, Living. So if you want to like that page, I'm going to be putting announcements about the classes whenever I release a new one and, things like that. So definitely let me know your feedback on this and cheers to your vitality with the power of activated charcoal.